So any opposing army that was coming at you, it was just like, hey, if we fire a bunch up, they're going to land on a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, and then tanks. Once tanks start to come in, like, Jesse, you could just do the evolution of tanks, because, I mean, what always was so interesting to me is, like, in World War II, when the Nazis were blitzkrieging Poland and coming in with their Panzer tanks and their, effective killing machines, the Polish army met them on horseback.
Yeah.
So that's just what it was.
Yeah, you just got met, and it just gave you speed. You were able to cover long distances.
Right.
You were able to fire arrows, and you were able to shoot from far away.
So here's interesting. Tanks, I thought, were invented way before, but they were only invented in World War I. And it was because a vehicle needed to cross trenches and resist machine gun fire and crush barbed wire. So tanks are not that old. They're like barely 100 years old, and they had different prototypes. The first one was called Little Willie, and that was clunky, underpowered. It would get destroyed now. And then as the really who revolutionized the tanks was the Germans.
Yeah.
The Panzer tank, they were able to just destroy. They were really able to just destroy all the U.S. tanks in World War II. Can we pull up the World War II German tanks?
Yeah, once
Jesse,
we got industrialized, the Germans really their engineering really took over. Their German brains, they were able to get those planes in the air with the Luftwaffe, and they were able to get those Panzer tanks.
Panzer I, which was that was the light tank. And if you ever a great movie, if you haven't seen it, is that movie Fury. About tank warfare.
Yeah.
That movie is fantastic. It shows you, I mean, they had 3 iterations. They had the Panzer I, the Panzer II, the Panzer III. And they all got a little bit better, and they were just able to just destroy every other tanks. Besides, at the end, they actually began to get outgunned by Soviet tanks. But what's interesting about all this stuff is, I did some digging, and what we talked about in the beginning of the show, and the Tiger tank was also amazing, Nazi tank, and that was in Fury big time. But U.S. tanks always come out. We always win it. But I learned that who do you think? Here's a pop quiz. Who do you think? Who's got the number one biggest air force in the world? Number one air force.
That you can see or that you can't see.
So you want to eliminate China then?
That's right.
Because they could go invisible, right? So the number one that you can't see,
United States by far,
right? Now, who's got the second biggest air force in the world?
I'm gonna go France.
No,
who?
You know who's got the second biggest air force in the world? The United States Navy.
Whoa!
So we have the first and second biggest air forces in the world, and if you combine our air forces, we're bigger than every other country's air force combined. The truth is that we just cannot be. No, it's not even close. Our weaponry is just so far advanced than any other countries. It's actually like laughable how much more, because we invest 50% of our money into the military. But the thing is, like, you go through all this weaponry and then you realize, but that's not the weapons don't matter as much today as they did back then. If we were fighting in World War II and we had these weapons, it'd be game over.
Right.
But they have, like you said, I mean, even terrorism. Terrorism is a weapon that we're just never going to do.
Right.
We were not going to ever be terrorists, but they sleeper cells.
We're going to fund some of them.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Right, but we don't.
And I'm not just making an Israel joke. I mean, we funded, Iran, Contra. We funded some different.
I mean, you ever seen Rambo? In the movie Rambo, the very first one, we're thanking Al Qaeda at the beginning of it, because that's whose side we were on in the 70s.
Yeah. It's real messy out there. War makes for strange bedfellows.
Yeah, it's just
sometimes you got to sleep with the enemy.